Hey, this is Amy with Dewdrops Photography. I've had a lot of people ask me how I use the frequency separation action from the newborn collection part 2. I wanted to show you real quickly how I would do that. I will say it does take a little bit more time than the other skin smoothers like the Simply Natural right here or the Creamy Glow, but the end result is really quite beautiful. I use it mostly with babies that have a lot of bumps like this or have a really uneven skin tone. So we've got a lot of different colors going on here. So what I'm going to do is run that frequency separation. And you want to make sure your brush is selected. You've clicked right here on the paint on this layer. And you want to make sure that if you go to your eyedropper tool, you can select the color that way. But you want to make sure that current and below is showing right up here, not just current layer, but you want current and below. So now you can go to your brush again, and this is just the easiest way to do this and the quickest way. You want to start off, I usually start off at the top for some reason. Again, make sure this is clicked and you want to hit Option, click, and you're sampling that color right there. So at 30% opacity, I'm going to start just brushing on to that skin in that area. You want to make sure you click over and over again each time you move around because you want to sample that color closest to what you're working with. I'm going to go ahead and make my brush smaller by using my bracket keys. I'm going to select this color in here and kind of tidy this up. Over here I'm clicking again. And my brush usually gets bigger and smaller as I go through over his face. And I'm hitting, by clicking this color, that skin, I'm hitting Option and click. Option, click. Option, click. You can see the little, what's that tool right there? The eyedropper tool will come on when you hit Option, click, hold down the Option button and click. You'll see the eyedropper tool. I want to make sure I'm sampling skin right here. And this is kind of gray down here. This is a good way to kind of blend that in. He does have some freckles or moles. I'm not sure what it's called when the baby's this little, but they're super cute. And if you do too much, just hit the Option Command Z and go backwards one step, or you can go up to your tools right here and go backwards. So again, you can see how many times I'm clicking and sampling new color or new skin. In the big areas, I like to make my brush bigger. Again, it does take a lot longer than the other ways, but the end result is so pretty. I would probably do this for like a mommy, when mommy was with baby. Okay, so my opacity is 100% right now, and if you see up here, my opacity on my brush was 30. So I'm going to go ahead and show you before and after. It's crazy. But of course, we don't make them look like a little doll, so we want to go ahead and just bring this down just a tad. Oh, not that one. Let's do the whole thing. Just click on that arrow. Bring it down just a little, and then that would be the before and after that I would stick with. So that helps a lot. Hopefully you can understand the frequency separation a little bit more. And now I'm just going to go in with my spot healing brush and just tidy up those little areas that he's got some flaky skin. Boop, boop, boop. People that don't work with newborns, I don't think they realize how much time and effort goes into working on their skin tone and just cleaning them up. And they get a little bit older, everything starts smoothing out quite nicely, and then of course older children and on up through your bridal sessions. They seem to be quite easy, a lot easier than the newborn skin. There we go, that looks good. So I'm going to zoom out and just look at his legs and make sure everything kind of matches. Got one little bump up here. Sometimes you can't see things until you zoom out, and then you zoom back in. You're like, where'd it go? Okay. All right, so next I would go to the tone correctors. And he just got a little bit more red right here. So I'm going to, 30% should do it. 30% on the red, reduced red splotches. Which if you guys have tried this already, you're going to be amazed at how wonderful it takes out that red without making them turn different colors, and it also gives them a little bit of brightening. So that's before and after there. A lot of times babies will have gray through here and down here. So I usually use my Go Away Gray in those areas. I'm just going to use a 20% opacity and just brush throughout here and down here a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to go to the feature enhancers. And he doesn't really need it, but normally, if you haven't seen one of my videos before, I use a Lash Enhancer, and I'm going to do 30% just along the line. I don't see any visible lashes, so I'm just going to do the line. And then I would go to Rosy Cheeks and give him just, which is funny because we spent all that time getting the reds out, and then I add their cheek color back on. So it's funny to me. And then the Rosy Lips, 20%. Just along his little lips. And that's before and after. Just kind of brightens them up a little bit. There's before and after on the cheeks. Just a smidge of color. And then the Lash Enhancer just gives them a little bit of pop. Alright, then I'm going to go to the fun stuff. I always say the fun stuff because I love the organic tones. When we were working on the set, I think Tummy Time was my must-have, and Rubber Ducky, Lost Cheerio. My friend Nicole Smith loves the, let's see, the Sleepless Night. No, hold on. Skin to Skin, that's her favorite. I had to think for a minute. But there's Tummy Time. And then, so that's before and after, and I'm going to keep it at 100%. Every image is a little different. Sometimes I would bring it down to 30, sometimes I would leave it 100. I just kind of play with it, but I love it on him, and with this backdrop, I think it just adds a little bit of nice little haze. And then I'm going to warm him up a little bit more because he is darker complected. Rubber Ducky really warms, and I'm going to bring that down to about 30. Let's do before and after on that. Yep, perfect. And flatten that. I'm going to hit Command-Shift-E. And then I like to play with the soft vignettes, or any kind of vignette. But with this one, I would probably use a soft one. So I run that and snag a color in the backdrop. Just let it run. And there's that. I'm going to, actually, if you want to resample it, just double click on there and click over here. All right, looks good. Boop, boop, boop. And you want to make sure, and I love what it does around the edges, but you want to make sure that you brush it off with a black brush. So you click in here, get your black brush. You can use hit X, and it goes back and forth between white and black. So you can mask off his little feet, because I just went over, it goes over his feet too much there. Every image is different though, so sometimes it might not even touch the baby. Okay. Command-Shift-E. We're going to go ahead and sharpen it. And bring that down just a smidge. I'm going to zoom in, and let's see what we have here. So let's go back to the before image and after. Awesome. Before, after. Lovely. I think his skin looks amazing. I love the frequency separation. When I have time to do it, sometimes I would just use the other one we have here, the Natural Skin Smoother. But yeah, if you can do it and have some time, it really is quite pretty. All right, so you can find this action set at greaterthangatsby.com, and thank you so much for watching.